This episode of Horror Convos was filmed before a mostly live studio audience.
Double meaning!
How's it hanging, everybody? Welcome back to Horror Convos, a casual, relaxing, and occasionally funny podcast where we pick one horror topic per episode and discuss any media related to it that we want. Movies, series, novels, comics, video games, radio dramas, nothing is off limits here. I regularly have guests join the show as we exchange opinions and personal experiences with the topic while citing examples that we believe portray it effectively. Horror Convos is available to listen to on YouTube and Spotify. New episodes release every other Wednesday, so if you enjoy our stuff, be sure to like, subscribe, and teabag that notification bell so you never miss when our newest stuff is uploaded. If you wish you had a magical remote from Christopher Walken with a universal skip ads button, I regret to inform you that the restraining order is still in effect. I have no idea how needy that man can be.
Well, cowbell!
But the next best thing is you can listen to our full podcasts ad-free at patreon.com/horrorconvos. Tier 1 membership gets you ad-free episodes among other exclusive content, while Tier 2 membership grants you access to vote on polls for future topics when they go up. We appreciate every dollar donated to help our little podcast grow. I'm your host, Keith Harris, and today's episode is more of an announcement. This was recorded back while I was still in recovery from being sick. We're still in the middle of writing and planning to record for a bigger upcoming episode. Before I started feeling like hammered shit, I originally intended to put this podcast out after the bigger one was done and uploaded. Sadly, things didn't turn out that way. Man plans, God laughs, you know the drill. So technically this episode is not up to date. The next podcast you see uploaded will be me, ideally back to 100% when our work on the bigger episode is finished. So think of this as a preview of sorts to tide you over until the main event. I'm trying to branch out with our show's content, test the waters, experiment a little to see what our listeners may like in addition to the standard discussions. We've already done a couple episodes ranking 2-sentence horror stories. We did one episode about horror classics that deserve a remake a few months back. I didn't want to do another one of either of those just yet. Although I do have plans for another horror classics that deserve a remake podcast coming up. So today I'm announcing the debut of what might become a new recurring Horror Convos event, Horror Commentaries. I've said before I want to get guests together to record us doing full-length commentating on horror movies. I'm talking audio only for now, like hearing directors' commentaries. I will help you time your start of viewing the content in question with when the commentary starts, so you can follow along with me. We're still working on arranging that, possibly via Discord in the future. Those commentaries will most likely be Patreon exclusive generally, with possibly free previews or excerpts uploaded to our YouTube channel. We're still working that out. This episode is meant to be, again, a kind of preview into that. Think of it as sort of a commentary pilot. And since I didn't want to communicate on any feature-length content by myself, Lord knows y'all don't want to listen to me talk for 90 minutes straight, right? Yeah, nobody does that. I thought we'd start with something small, give you just a taste of what you'd be in for. So this first reaction will be to a famous horror short film. You may have heard of it. It was the biggest talk of the internet since Slender Man at one point, after winning the award for Best Director at the Who's There Short Film Challenge. It was uploaded to YouTube and Vimeo, God remember Vimeo, on December 30th, 2013. The one-man director, writer, and producer released it under the pseudonym Pony Smasher.
Oh God, no.
Oh God, yes.
You can find that channel linked in the description below. It would also win the award for Best Short at the Bloody Cuts Horror Challenge Film Festival. And not long after first releasing online, its popularity would spread like wildfire. This particular short remains one of my all-time favorite works in low-budget independent horror. Yeah, forget shoestring budgets. This project had more of a last week's newspaper wrapped around cross-country homeless feet budget. But with what little resources it had, it spawned such a fan base so fast that it caught the attention of Hollywood, who hired the director to expand his story into a full filmic adaptation. Yeah, this was a big deal at the time. Short films being turned into movies wasn't a new occurrence. The original Saw and Evil Dead, for instance, originated from very low-budget shorts that were pitched to sell their concepts. But in the early 2010s, which was not even a decade after YouTube started, it was still thought of by most in the entertainment industry back then as silly home videos, cat videos, short fan-made animations, very early years of Let's Players. I think 2010 was like right around when Markiplier started, but there was still a lot of stigma that prevented professionals, quote unquote, in the industry from taking YouTubers seriously. Let's Playing hadn't become a viable business landscape yet like it is for many internet personalities today. And even for like the best short filmmakers, you never really heard of something like this happening with videos that gained most of their audience on YouTube. Even something as huge as Slender Man, even before the stabbing created controversy around it, it took several years before a theatrical film adaptation of that got off the ground. We did have, I think, the Smosh movie at some point in the early 2010s, but a movie based on a YouTube project, or at least a project that gained its popularity on that site, let alone a successful theatrical adaptation, that just didn't happen. Before that, we only had fan films for Slenderman and the Marble Hornet series. A more recent example would be the Rocka Rocka brothers getting to make their own horror film, Talk to Me, after their years building popularity online mostly for their parody sketch films. So this horror short and the movie that came with it were basically like the Talk to Me event of their time. There are literally maybe dozens of fan-made remakes, tributes, and parodies of this short film online at this point. I couldn't even link them all. Like, I thought about doing it early into writing this because there were just so many. I watched like 10 of them, but there were just too many. So the theatrical adaptation released to strong financial and critical success, more than made a profit for its, like a lot of horror films, even at theatrical levels, this was a low budget. It debuted at the Los Angeles Film Festival on June 8th, 2016, before releasing around the U.S. on July 22nd. Its director would become known worldwide, going on to direct both of the DCEU's Shazam movies, big step up by Hollywood standards from horror to superhero projects, though he would continue to make a name for himself in horror by directing Annabelle Creation. His wife, who starred in their original horror short and cameoed in, I think, all of his movies, has since expanded her career beyond acting. In addition to running her own YouTube channel, also linked below, she works today as a photographer and jewelry artist.
Just say their fucking names already. I don't want to research.
Okay, damn, it's called being a hype man. I swear this current generation has no attention span. I'm talking, of course, about David F. Sonberg, and today's first horror commentary will be on the immortalized 2013 horror short masterpiece, Lights Out, starring his wife, Liorta Lustin. Virginia-born tongue and Swedish language do not easily mix. I tried, don't at me.
What kind of show is this? No, somebody better hit the SAP button on that sumbitch real quick.
Yeah, she has a tutorial video on her YouTube channel of how to properly pronounce her name. I watched the part where she's going over it like several times, practicing. Feel free to check out that tutorial video if you want. Just first thing you need to know going in, it is not pronounced Lotta Lawston. In my defense, though, she does use her first name as kind of a pun for Lotta in quite a few of her videos' titles. So, take that as you will. Deceptive spelling, gotta love it. I haven't been able to find any credits for who played the monster/ghost woman in this short film. She's not credited anywhere as far as I've seen. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you have an answer. But as much as I'm about to riff on this thing, just know that it's all in good fun. The story might not make a lick of sense in my opinion, but it's not really about the story here as much as it is the masterful use of tone, atmosphere, sound, and overall just building tension, paranoia, and a sense of isolation. It's a testament to how so much can be done with so little, very similar to what I admire the original Saw for. And while David's wife has no dialogue, I find her performance hauntingly believable considering her lack of acting experience at the time. At least in film. I can't speak to what she may have done on stage or anything like that. But she makes this short, even her cameo in the 2016 film adaptation, and she doesn't miss a beat stepping back into that character. You can tell that she's following a script, of course. Even with the best writing in the world, that can be difficult to hide in a short film when you have so little time to work with. That you gotta keep the story moving, and the performance has to stick with the pace. But her energy and expressiveness just makes her feel more like a real person, more so than a character to me. It's tough to explain exactly. Some actors just have that quality about them. I guess it's not even something you can necessarily teach always. Some people just naturally immerse you with authenticity, however ludicrous the narrative or scenario they're in might be. I feel it in all of her performances that I've seen. Check them out for yourself. There's an almost stage play kind of vibe to it. It is sort of like not entirely unlike Mike Flanagan's work. If you're one of the few people that haven't seen this short before, I recommend following the link below to watch it before listening to my commentary. Please support this husband and wife duo's work. If you're ready to listen, I will count us down to hitting play in 3, 2, 1. This film has been submitted to Who's There, a horror short film challenge. I've made a couple shorts in my day. Wonder if I should take a crack at that with horror sometime. Can't hurt. I know it's probably the bathroom, but it's like, imagine if she left for work and the whole day this is just how she left dressed. I know you liked the M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit, but this naked sundowning shit is getting so old. Do you know how long it's been since I've had a man in this house have to keep turning lights on and off until you get up from an epileptic seizure? You're fucking, oh god, teleporter. And Mom's dead and her naked spirit is haunting this joint now. Good to know. Well, if the American remake of Pulse taught me anything, it's that the one thing ghosts are terrified of above all else is duct tape. What color was it supposed to be again? It's probably not important. The DVD player's in the living room. She can have it. Just barricade myself in here till morning. Close enough. Damn it, Mom, can you just float like a normal ghost instead of creaking on the hardwood floors? I swear, just wait until dawn. I'm supposed to be in a film adaptation of that video game someday, Hopefully my husband will give me more lines this time. Okay, just stay still. Don't move. She can't see you if you don't move. Is that ghosts or dinosaurs? I always get those two mixed up. Take a little peek. Nope. No. Back under the force field. Yes. No. Only thing ghosts hate as much as duct tape is blankets. Works on burglars, boogeymen, sexual assailants. All fall to their knees before the power of the blanket. This economy, I swear, this supernatural shit always has to happen in lowest income neighborhoods. I swear, this is the last time I buy a fucking extension cord off Craigslist, fucking bootleg bullshit. Just okay. If I lose a limb, then at least it would have been my non-dominant arm. Okay. Wait, are we good? Has she finally been dragged to hell? Oh, it's over. Oh my god, this is going to be the best funeral ever. Oh, hey, there was a window in my bedroom that whole time. I could have just crawled out, probably. Okay, and we are loosed in darkness. That is wonderful. It's lights out. Game over. And this concludes our broadcast day for our little preview of Horror Convos Commentaries. Comment below, would you be interested in commentaries of full movies and maybe series with guests joining me? What can we do to improve the experience apart from, me not talking by myself? Don't be shy with those thoughts and suggestions. Remember, this is more than a podcast. It is a dialogue between horror lovers. Here is your regular reminder that Horror Convos is available to listen to on YouTube and Spotify. Don't forget that you don't have to listen to any pesky ads. A small membership fee is all it takes to gain access to our entire library of full ad-free episodes, as well as other exclusive content at patreon.com/horrorconvos. And if you want to reach out to us to share your thoughts, make suggestions, recommend things to talk about, or just hang out, visit the Horror Convos Facebook page. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when our newest content is uploaded. We'll see you next time with a much bigger episode, I promise. Until we talk again, good nacht, ha det bra.